Hey, welcome back. It's with so much pleasure that I'm going to take you through a mindfulness meditation tutorial video. And what you're going to also see below is a different guided meditation video, which I will also do from this place, where we can just come back every day, and for 10 minutes every day, we can sit down and meditate. So in this video, I'm going to show you what mindfulness meditation actually is, why we do it, and how to do it. So here's the thing. You surely know how easy it is to get caught in that noise in our own head. Or maybe you don't. Maybe you're so used to being caught in thoughts running through your head all the time and feeling like you need to respond to every thought that you find yourself getting overwhelmed, you find yourself stressed out, getting really busy, and potentially, I'm sure you've had moments in your life where that mental noise has just gone down and everything becomes really peaceful. Mindfulness meditation is a way for you to habituate that state, which is to integrate that state, to get more of that state in your day-to-day life. That state of just peace, of like things can be going on around you, but you're the eye of the storm. You're calm, you're observing it. You're not caught up feeling like you're having to go back and forth and pulled up in all this reaction to your mind. Instead, you're the observer of your mind. And from this place of observation, from that step back where you can observe everything that's happening, instead of being in reaction, you can be in creation. You can look at everything from a higher level, and instead of feeling like you need to respond to everything, you can actually make a higher level strategic choice, a more effective decision about what to do in this situation to make the situation better. That's one of the productivity benefits of mindfulness meditation. But more than that, mindfulness meditation, your ability to step out of your mind, it helps you be calm, it helps your body relax, it helps you mentally relax. Sometimes we can be lying in bed physically relaxing, but our mind can be going at 100 k's an hour. And if that's happening, we're not really relaxing. And that's what mindfulness meditation is all about. It's about centering into that ever-present, peaceful place where the world can be happening around you, but inside you're centered, you're strong, you're steady. And in different areas of life, where there's stress, whether that's at work, whether you're doing a presentation, or whether it's in an argument, in a relationship, it really pays to be present. It pays to not get caught up in the anger or the fear or the anxiety or whatever, and be able to step back and go, yeah, I get that there's anger here, I get that there's this there, I get that there's anxiety, I get that there's fear, sadness, whatever, I get that they're all here. But what's the right thing for me to do in this situation? You see, learning mindfulness meditation helps you step out of all of that and become the centered eye of the storm, the mountain, steady, sovereign, present. That is what mindfulness meditation really gives you. It really up-levels your life. And all other inner work you might do, it gets underpinned by mindfulness meditation. One thing you might have noticed in this video is, see, I've slowed down. I'm very present when I'm talking to you. For some people, they're like, oh my God, like it's too slow. I can't keep up with it. The reason for that is because we're so identified with the mind that we want to always go fast. What's the next thing? What's the next thing? What's the next word? What's the next thing he's going to say? What's the next sentence? That is being attached to the mind. But when you step back into presence, you feel space. Space. When you find yourself being impatient, you know that you're in your mind. But when you can find yourself relaxing and letting go and surrendering to the space, that's when the internal becomes quiet. You become quiet and you can become present. When you can just be with the present instead of running to the next thing, the next thing, the next thing. People who are always running to the next thing, they're eventually running to their graves. You know, life is temporary. If you're always in the paradigm of running to the next thing, you're eventually running to the end of your life. The best parts of your life, you know, Will Smith says, don't define life by the amount of breaths you take, but by the moments that take your breath away. What he's referring to there are the moments where you're just present, where you're just like, wow. Here's the thing, man. You can access that moment anytime. When we just slow down. So, how you meditate is like this. You find something to focus on. Now, that can be your breathing, or in transcendental meditation, that's like a mantra that you're saying over and over again. Maybe that mantra is like, Om, Om, Om. And you just hear, you don't have to say it, but you can just hear your mind saying, Om, Om. And you just listen for your mind to say it. And that's what you do in transcendental meditation. You just listen. And there's someone called Ray Dalio, his favorite type of meditation, which he accredits to all of his success. He accredits to a lot of his success, is transcendental meditation. And that's what it is. It's just listening to a mantra being repeated over and over again in your head. Option 1. Option 2, which is the one that I do, is breathing meditation. Now, my nose is pretty much always blocked. So I just breathe in and out of my mouth, usually. And I concentrate my attention here. I focus my attention to my mouth. And I try to just sense the air flowing in and out of my mouth. And whether you choose to do that through your nose or through your mouth, when you really focus on it, you actually start to feel that as the air comes into your mouth, it's cooler. And as it flows out of your mouth, it's warmer. You can start to feel it. You start to become more subtle. You start to detect all the subtleties, and you can feel more and more because your mind got quieter and you're more connected to your body. The more subtle your mind, the more subtle your awareness, the easier it is for you to dissect into your mind, to learn deeper things, to see things at a deeper level. It's like a scalpel. You're training your mind to become so subtle, so quiet, so in tune with everything, that when a new thought comes in or you want to analyze something, you can go really deep, because what you have as your instrument is like a scalpel instead of a blunt axe. If you don't understand that analogy, don't worry about it for now. The most important thing to understand is the objective of meditation is to just choose something to focus on and train yourself to keep bringing your attention back to that point of focus. Here's the biggest thing that everyone gets tripped up on. They say, oh, I can't meditate for 10 minutes. I can't focus for that long. Dude, no one can focus for that long. Maybe when you become enlightened, which I'm not sure if in this lifetime is meant for you or for me, When you become enlightened, maybe, yeah, then you can focus for 10 minutes straight. But the point of meditation is to develop your awareness. So when you notice yourself getting distracted by your mind, which you will within about 3 seconds, I imagine, and you notice it, that's one bicep curl. When you go, oh, I've got distracted from my focus, which was the breathing meditation. When you notice that, that's one bicep curl. When you notice it and bring it back, one bicep curl. And your job over the 10 minutes is every time you notice yourself getting distracted, when you notice it, one bicep curl. Bring it back, one bicep curl. Get your bicep curls. Now, there's going to be times as you get used to this where suddenly you go for like 10 seconds without getting distracted. You go for 30 seconds without getting distracted. Your attention's just here. Suddenly you go for 60 seconds, a couple of minutes without getting distracted. And then when you do notice, and then if you do drift away and you notice it and you bring it back, that's a huge bicep curl. What you don't want to do, what is something that a lot of people do, is that when they get distracted, they're like, oh man, I knew that I'm terrible at this. Like, I knew that I'm blah, 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 blah. See, what you're doing is you're creating more mental commentary around the fact that you got distracted. So that's, again, your mind just trying to take over you. It's just coming through the back door and going, oh, hey, you got distracted. Let me make some more commentary about it, right? Here's the thing. Your mental commentary is not everything. There's a lot more to life than your mental commentary. And you will experience more and more and more of life. You will get more and more and more quality out of every second, the more you become present to it. And being present means you're not just in your mind. You can be aware of your mind, but you're not 100% in your mind. You're seeing the bigger picture. When people drink alcohol or do presumably certain drugs, what happens, like I can speak for alcohol, for example, it's like your mind becomes quiet and you become more present. And because of that kind of dumbing down of the mind, the depressant of the mind, people become a bit more uninhibited, and sometimes they become more energetic or more loose. And that's because their mind's quieted down. So one option is to kind of numb down the mind to become present. That's what most people in society do. You can do that, or you can learn to rise above the mind. Because here's the thing with alcohol and drugs. When you do it, you start to become impaired. You start to lose function, right? When you drink enough, you're just wasted and you become like a vegetable, right? But when you practice presence, which is instead of going below the mind, you learn to start to go above the mind. You don't lose any function. You become more capable, more aware, more ability. I don't know how many of my videos you've seen, but I'm able to speak in a flow without like jump cuts for like 20 plus minutes, right? There's no jump cuts in this video, for example, right? And there's no script, right? I've never used a script in any of my videos. See? But I'm able, I flow. The reason I flow is because I've learned through however many hours of repetition to rise above my mind. And then I'm fully present, I'm fully capable, I'm fully aware. I can, like a scalpel, like an incision, go into my mind to pull out like a tool or a framework or a thought or something relevant whenever I need it. But then I can let it go and I can just be present to the moment. And through that presence, you go into a flow. And through the flow, what is required to come out of your mouth will come through. That's why in any of my videos, and anyone who's good, they don't need scripts, they don't need jump cuts. because they're so present and so connected to the message that they're saying that a natural flow comes out. You have that same flow, that ability to have that same flow in something you're very knowledgeable and you love. You'll find yourself just letting go of everything and just going into a flow and letting it come out. That flow is what we're cultivating in your bigger life. So, to go back to the technique of meditation, you notice, you just focus on your breathing, and when you notice that your mind's drifted away, which it will, don't jump on the negative train of going, oh my God, like I'm terrible at this, I'm not good enough, blah, 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 which is just another voice in your head. Just notice all of it like clouds in the sky and be like, oh, my mind's drifted off. Oh, my mind's talking about how I'm not good enough or whatever. That's all fine, but I've got a different objective for the next 10 minutes. I'm focusing on the breathing, and you bring it back. Let go of the noise. What you'll learn through this, I mean, you're going to learn so much. You're going to get so much insight about yourself through this. One of them is going to be that at some level, a lot of people are addicted to thinking. They're addicted to this traumatic mind. They say they're not, but at some level, a lot of people are actually addicted to the stress. And it's up to you whether you want to keep that addiction or not. Usually people will keep it until that addiction to thinking has caused enough catastrophe in their work or in their relationships or to their health. It's only then when it's caused you enough pain that you're like, you know what, holding on to this addiction is not worth it. I gotta change my ways. So this is the training ground. 10 minutes every day. Going to, like obviously here I am on a couch. I'm not in the office or I'm not in a place which is like connected to anything else. I'm in a place which makes me feel chill, makes me feel centered. You can do this on the bus or whatever, but what I have noticed, and I got taught by what I believe, or who I believe is the greatest meditation teacher of all time. His name's Goenka, and he teaches something called Vipassana, which is a 10-day silent meditation retreat in the Blue Mountains, though there's many around the world now. And Goenka basically teaches you just focus on the breathing. And when your mind wanders away, that's okay. Just bring it back to the breathing. And if you do that practice, say 10 minutes every day, in the same spot every day, it's almost like there's this vibe, this energy around the spot that you meditate. It almost has like this peaceful vibe around it. Like, I don't know about you, but when I go to my desk in the office, like I can get into the work zone when I'm in that physical spot. Like it's got like the energy of work. When I'm on the meditation couch, and that's the one I do all the time, that I use all the time, it's got the chill vibes. Helps me get into the mindset. So, with all that being said, that's how you meditate. What we're going to do for just 1 minute is close our eyes now, and I want you to see, the minute I close my eyes, I naturally breathe in, breathe out. Make that a natural cue for you. When you close your eyes, just breathe in, breathe out. Let go of everything. And let's center into this moment. And for the next minute, we will do a 1 minute mindfulness meditation. All I want you to do is focus on the air flowing in and out of your nose or mouth. I want you to bring as much of your attention as possible to that small area where the air comes in through your nostrils or your mouth and out through your nostrils or your mouth. I just want you to see if you can sense the air flowing in and out of you. Allow yourself to just naturally breathe in, naturally breathe out. Enjoy it. It's actually very pleasant. And just sense the air flowing in and out of your nose or mouth. If this is the first time you're doing this and you notice your mind going, "Hey man, I can't feel any air," well done. Notice your mind saying whatever commentary it's saying and bring it back to your nose or your mouth, whatever you're breathing through. And here's the thing. The more and more you train yourself to pour your attention into your nose or mouth, wherever you're breathing through, the subtler, the more sensitive, the more aware you will become of your own body and its own sensations. You become more and more and more aware, which is more and more and more present. And when your mind wanders away, which it will, you just become aware, oh, it's wandered away. Let's bring it home. Back to the present moment where you are breathing in and out. When you're ready, you can slowly open your eyes. It's called a soft opening, where we start with a low gaze first, like a low gaze, slowly opening your eyes. And as you fully open, feel that presence in your body. I really hope you found this meditation quite therapeutic, quite pleasant, and it would be an absolute joy to see you in the next video, where for 10 minutes we're going to be sitting down and meditating together. In the next video I won't have too much commentary. It's just one for us to do together every day. Thanks so much for joining me. Take it from me, learning mindfulness will be one of the most important things you learn in your whole life. It'll change your life. It'll help you be more appreciative of your life and enjoy it. And you know, life is goes fast. It's quick. It's going to be over soon. And we're either present to it or we're not. We're running through it in our head. Be present to it. It's so precious. It's the only one we got. Be present to it. Practice mindfulness and you will be. You will be. See you in the next video.